Exterminate! Exterminate!
Hello. I'm the Doctor.
Exterminate! Exterminate!
Hello everyone, we are live. How are we doing? Say hello if you're in the chat. How are we doing everyone? Hope you liked that little intro, that little timer. I thought it was pretty cool. How are we doing everyone? Say hello if you're in the chat. Luke, I can see you're in the chat. Nice to see you, mate. Okay. Let's just make sure everything's alright. I think we're good to go. Because whenever I do a stream, there is always some kind of muck up. So I'm just making sure everything's going smoothly. I think we're broadcasting alright. Yeah, we are. Excellent. AJ's Movie Place. Hello, nice to see you here. So, the idea of this stream, basically, around a year ago today, I think it's a year and a couple of days, I ranked every episode of new Doctor Who with a good mate of mine, Walter Loopy, and it was really good fun. But I thought it would be fun if I ranked them again, and then compared it with the list that me and Walter did, because I genuinely can't remember anything about that list. So we're going to go through each episode of Doctor Who, new Doctor Who, from Eccleston to Whittaker, and we're going to rank every episode, and then at the very end I'm going to pull up the old tier list that we did, and see what was different then to my opinion now. Obviously you have to remember that when me and Walter did that list, there was a lot of compromising. There was a lot of things we disagreed on, so we just had to put them somewhere where we could compromise. So say he said it was great, I said it was bad, we'd maybe put it in an okay. Loopy dead official. Yeah, he's not here. Maybe he's working, or maybe he is dead. We never know. So let's see what we're dealing with here. So here's our tier list. So we've got 8 tiers. Last time we only had 7. I've added in a great tier. Last time we went from good to amazing, which I thought was a bit rubbish, because there was no middle ground. And a lot of the episodes we were like, it's not good, but it's not amazing. So we put it in a kind of low amazing or high good, but I created this great tier this time. But all the other tiers are the same. So we've got the greatest. This will be reserved for the greatest of all time. Then we've got amazing. Not quite 10 out of 10 episodes, but solid episodes. Then we have great, good, okay, bad, awful, and not canon. That's the stuff I wish just didn't exist in Doctor Who. So yeah, I'm going to go through and look at all these. These are all the episodes, and they're in a random order as well, so it'll make it quite random what we get, because I don't know what's going to come next, which is always fun. So we'll get this kicked off, and if you've got any opinions of the episodes, if you disagree with something I've said, fire a message in the chat and we can have a quick discussion about it. It's nice to see the people here. If you're here, as I said, say in the chat that you're here. It would nice to hear. It would be nice to hear from you guys. So, starting off with Smith and Jones, Martha Jones's first episode of Doctor Who, I believe. Judoon first appearance in Doctor Who. It's a really fun episode. I'd say this is the point where Tennant really changed for me. Because I wasn't a massive fan of Tennant in Series 2, I have to say. But Series 3 onwards, Tennant's just like top tier Doctor for me. Yeah, it's a really fun episode. I love Martha Jones. I actually prefer her to Rose. I know that's quite a controversial opinion. But yeah, I really love this episode. It's just a lot of fun. It's got Russell T Davies written all over it, and I love his writing. Just bombastic fun. So I'm going to actually put Smith and Jones in great. Yeah, it's a really fun episode. Obviously, it's the one where the hospital goes to the moon. And the Judoon are space police, rhinoceros-looking policemen who are trying to hunt down an alien on the hospital. Yeah, it's a really good episode. Gets an easy great for me. Oh, by the way, I'll be ranking these within their tiers as well. So it'll go from best all the way down to worst within their tiers. Next we have Listen, a Capaldi episode. I can't remember too much about it. I remember it being good. I remember it actually being one of the episodes in Series 8 that I actually really, really enjoyed. Series 8 is a very mixed bag for me. Let's go Listen good. Yeah, let's go good. It's a good episode. I remember it being a good episode. I remember it being quite a scary one, which I love when Who goes scary. So yeah, I remember that being a good episode. Next we have Spyfall Part 2. Okay, I'm going to go a bad on this one. I enjoy Spyfall Part 1. I think it was fun seeing James Bond and Doctor Who kind of merge together. The twist at the end is awesome. I actually thought Series 2 was off to a good start. And then Spyfall Part 2 dropped the ball. It went way too over its head. Way too in over its head. Yeah, it's just, you have the Doctor transporting through different time eras, I'm pretty sure. And I'm pretty sure they're all seen in World War II. Stewie McGooey, love that name. How you doing? Nice to see you here. But yeah, Spyfall Part 2, not a great episode for me anyway. Remember guys, if you have any comments about where I'm putting these episodes or anything to say at all, stick a comment down in the chat. I'll be happy to have a chat with you guys. Next we have The Fires of Pompeii. This is an interesting one. I think this deserves to go in great, just because of the ending of the episode. I mean, a lot of the start and middle stuff is good too, but that ending just packs a punch. It doesn't deserve to go in amazing. There's no chance for that one. But yeah, I'd stick it in great below Smith and Jones. The ending is awesome. It's Catherine Tate's real first adventure in Series 4, and you get a lot of her character coming through, which is a lot of fun. She's a brilliantly written character, so it's great seeing that. And yeah, that ending is fantastic. David Tennant is great in that episode too. Just a really good episode. It is verging on going into good for me, but that ending I think just tips it over the edge. What's that say? The Ghost Monument. Yeah, we're going straight into awful for this one. The Ghost Monument The next one's The Woman Who Fell to Earth, which I'll talk about in detail in a second. But after The Woman Who Fell to Earth, I thought, right, okay, it's different. But if the episodes just keep getting better and better, I'll be able to get behind this. And then The Ghost Monument just was terrible. It's basically a full episode where the Doctor's looking for the TARDIS, which doesn't make for good television at all. Yeah, it goes straight into awful for me. This is the first one where I was like, okay, maybe I should be worried about Doctor Who under Chris Chibnall's hands. The Woman Who Fell to Earth, I'm going to put an okay. It's a decent start. I just wish Chibnall had took what he'd done in this episode and built on it, whereas he seemed to just get worse throughout Series 11. Yeah, it's just... There's a lot of coincidences that happen in the episode. A lot of characters being in right place, right time, which, because it happens so much, it's actually hard to believe it. The monster, is it Tim Shaw? Is that his name? Isn't great. Yeah, the dialogue isn't great. It's a decent first Doctor story, I guess, and I quite enjoy Whittaker's speech at the end of the episode. It's the only speech from Whittaker I'm like, yes, that's a good one. But yeah, it's a not bad episode. The Shakespeare Code. Let's go Shakespeare Code good underneath. Do you know what? Let's actually go above listen. It's a lot of fun. It's a fun episode. The period piece, which I always enjoy when Doctor Who takes me on a little history trip. With witches in this one, I believe. They're a lot of fun. I do think the episode is kind of bogged down with a lot of Martha fancying the Doctor, which I don't love. But yeah, it's a fun episode, and the guy who plays Shakespeare is really good. I can't remember his name, but he's really good. New Earth. Okay, I don't know the general opinion on this episode. We've got 6 viewers. Hello, everyone. Type in the chat if you're here. It'd be nice to get a conversation going. As I said, if you've got any opinions on where I'm putting these episodes, or any opinions of your own, just fire them down in the chat. I'll also take general questions. If you've just got general movie, TV questions to fire at me, go ahead. New Earth. I'd go New Earth there. It's Tennant's first adventure in the TARDIS, because it's after Christmas Invasion. And I don't actually think he gives a great performance in this episode. There's a lot of slapstick comedy, which isn't great. The episode never sits well with me. Whenever I rewatch it, it's actually one that I normally skip in Series 2. I know you shouldn't skip episodes, but I do. Okay, next we have Deep Breath. Ooh. That is Capaldi's first episode, unless I'm talking rubbish. Deep Breath. I'm going to go Deep Breath right there. It's a good episode. It's a low good. I wouldn't put it into okay, because it doesn't do anything particularly wrong, but it doesn't do anything particularly right. It sets up Series 8 Capaldi as being this kind of grump, a much more stubborn Doctor than we've seen in the past, I guess, and whilst he does loosen up in Series 9 and 10, Series 8 set him up to be that, which I do enjoy the setup of his Doctor. The villain, the kind of Clockwork guys, are cool. It's cool to see them. Yeah, it doesn't do anything particularly wrong. Doesn't do anything particularly amazing. I will say the post-regeneration stuff isn't the best. Is far better in Christmas Invasion and 11th Hour. And I might even say Woman Who Fell to Earth. But it's still a good episode, and it sets up a lot of Series 8, which I enjoy. Day of the Moon. Okay. If you didn't know, I'm a massive Series 6 fan. I don't know how controversial that is, but I'm a massive fan of Series 6. And Day of the Moon is the second episode of Series 6, and it's a two-parter. The Impossible Astronaut and Day of the Moon. I'm going to put Day of the Moon right there. I think it's a fantastic episode. It doesn't deserve to go on amazing. I'm like that, honestly. No, where it was is fine. Yeah, it's a really good episode. A lot of fun. Stephen Moffat is my personal favourite Doctor Who writer. I know a lot of people have mixed opinions on Moffat, but I think he was the perfect choice for Who. He writes it with such, wibbly wobbly, timey wimey. And Series 6 is the best example of that, in my opinion. Is that gin in your glass? No, it isn't. It's water. Wish it was. Yeah. Day of the Moon, really good episode. We'll get on to the Impossible Astronaut in a little bit, because I can see it right down there. Next, Thin Ice. See, a lot of Series 10 I can't remember too much about. Thin Ice. Thin Ice might require a little Google. Thin Ice. London 1814. The entire city is turned down in vigorous frost. And okay, I can't remember much about this one, so I'm just going to go for okay. Boring. Thin Ice. Aye. I'm just gonna go okay. It's Friday, mate. Need to keep in focus doing a live stream, you know. Aye. Thin Ice. Okay episode. I can't remember much about it. That's why I'm putting it in okay, to be honest. A lot of Series 10 I can't remember much about. I can remember like the start of Series 10 and then the latter half of Series 10. But all that stuff in the middle, I remember there's a whole 3-4 episode story with like monks. And all that just goes over my head. But yeah, I have vague recollection of it, and I remember it being alright. The End of the World. Underrated episode, in my opinion. I'd actually put it right at leading good. That is the second episode of New Doctor Who, with Eccleston acting his little heart out. This is when Rose was actually likeable. Get a gin poured. No, I'm alright. This is when Rose was actually likeable. Aye, it's a really good episode, really underrated. Set on a spaceship, the Doctor takes Rose to witness the end of the world, which is pretty cool. It's very ambitious for a second episode of a show, which I love. Yeah, so it's a good episode. Next is Rose. I'm going to put Rose in there. It's a perfect pilot at the end of the day. It sets up what it needs to set up. It does what it needs to do. Movie and Train Studios, really nice to see you here. I see you liking my Letterboxd reviews all the time, so it's good to see you here. Happy Friday, yes, happy Friday to you too. As I said, any opinions about any of the episodes here, shoot them down in the comments and we'll have a little chat about them. It's good to get a conversation going. Okay, where was I? Rose. It's the perfect pilot. It sets up what it needs to set up. It's a lot of fun, quite corny. Watching it back, and the effects aren't great, but it's got a good story. Good to see the Autons getting their New Who debut in this episode. And as I said, Eccleston is brilliant. A Town Called Mercy. Okay. Underrated again. I'd put A Town Called Mercy right there. It is a really, really good episode. You see a darker side to the Doctor in this one, actually. I've really only seen a couple of the newer episodes of the show. I'm definitely no expert on the show. Fair enough. Thanks for being here, considering it's a Doctor Who stream and you're not that clued up in the show. But any of the episodes that you have seen and you've got opinion on, when I get to them, just fire a little comment down giving us your opinion. Yeah, Town Called Mercy. Good episode. As I said, you see the Doctor darker in this one, which is a lot of fun. You never really see Matt Smith go proper dark. He's quite a light and happy Doctor, I guess. Whereas Tennant was very dark. But that's when you see him go darker, which I really like. Yeah, really good episode. Rosa. Oh, okay. See, Rosa does some things right, but it does a lot wrong. So I am verging on putting it in bad, but I think I'm going to put it at the bottom of okay. Do you know what? It's leading bad. It's leading bad. The villain's terrible. Basically a space racist is what we get as a villain in this episode, and I'm new to Doctor Who as well, but I'm gonna watch your top 5. Yes, definitely get some good recommendations for episodes. Yeah, so Rosa, not great. Yeah, we get a space racist in this one, as I said, who's killed within like the first 15-20 minutes of the episode. And then the rest of it is just the story of Rosa Parks. And whilst I think a Rosa Parks episode would have been awesome in Doctor Who, I think it should have been handled by Russell T Davies. I think he would have gave us a great Rosa episode. But yeah, it's I was going to say it's nothing terrible, which is true, but it does do things I'm not happy with. Jodie's Doctor is pretty bad. Well, she's pretty bad in most of it. But yeah, it's not a great episode. Planet of the Ood. Once again, I'd put Planet of the Ood there, I believe. It's a good episode. Is this the first appearance of the... No, it's not. I was going to say it's the first appearance of the Ood in New Who, but they were in Series 2, I believe. But I love the Ood. Any episode the Ood's in, I'm like all for. Catherine Tate's great in this episode. David Tennant's great in this episode. There is one in Series 4 that I always seem to forget about. Yeah, it's a good episode. I've not got too many opinions on it. It's a fun time. The Doctor's Wife, I'd put there in great. It's a really, really good episode. Neil Gaiman writes it, who was perfect for Doctor Who. He's a brilliant writer. Matt Smith gives a great performance. I can't remember who actually plays. I can't remember her name. Is it? Was it Series 6? I was going to say Series 5. Okay, never mind. I'm talking rubbish. What's her name? Wow, 9 out of 10 on IMDb. Idris. Saran Jones. Saran. She gives a great performance in it. Yeah, really, really good episode. Asylum of the Daleks. I think this is a controversial opinion, but it's one of my favourite uses of the Daleks in New Who. Let's put it there. Yeah, there's the right place for it. Asylum of the Daleks, really great episode. As I said, I think it's one of my favourite uses of the Daleks in New Who. And I love the whole stuff with Oswin. That's really cool. That twist is just awesome. You never see it coming. Yeah, and Matt Smith, great performance. The Time of Angels. This is our first amazing for me. Time of Angels is a fantastic episode. I wish Walter was here right now, my mate that I did this stream with last time, because he's not a fan. But I finally, look, Walter, if you watch this in playback, I finally get to put it where I want. It's a great episode, an absolute amazing episode. It's the first part of a two-parter. And also I think the second part isn't great. The first part's just brilliant. I believe I've seen Asylum of the Daleks. If I have, it's been a good while. I remember it being good though. Yeah, it's a really good episode. I'm going to go on IMDb quickly because I'm pretty sure it's not liked amongst fans. What's it? Oh, it's an 8.5 to be fair. Okay. I thought it was hated amongst fans, but oh well. Yeah, Time of Angels. The angels are awesome. There's a really cool, well-written twist in this episode that is just fantastic. Yeah, it's just a really, really brilliant episode. Brilliantly written. Matt Smith, Doctor's great. It's good to see River back in this episode. It's just a great episode. The Curse of the Black Spot. It's going to go on okay. Leading okay. It's another Series 6 episode, but it's one that's often forgotten by me in Series 6. Even though I'm a massive fan of that series. Yeah, it just kind of gives us this generic pirate story. As I said, okay is kind of reserved for stuff that doesn't do great things, but doesn't do anything particularly bad, which this episode is actually probably the definition of. Now, The Girl in the Fireplace. So we have our first greatest. The Girl in the Fireplace. This is one of my favourite Doctor Who episodes. Absolutely brilliantly written. Series 2 episode set on a spaceship that transports them to, is it 17th century France? I might be making that up. Madame de Pompadour. When was she alive? 16th century France, then. It's fantastic. It's what Doctor Who should be and more. And it's one of the first times we see the Doctor actually fall in love with someone, which is really cool to see Tennant act that. And she's brilliant as well as Madame de Pompadour. She gives a great performance. Can't remember her name, but she gives a fantastic performance. Stephen Moffat, as I said, my favourite writer. Just a great episode. Aliens of London. Now that is the first part of the Slitheen two-parter. Let's go at the top of OK. Once again, it doesn't do anything particularly great. But doesn't do anything particularly bad either. The Slitheen are quite comical, which I don't think is the route they should have went with them. But yeah, Eccleston's fine. It's just a lot of... It's actually a lot of dialogue in this one. There isn't actually a lot of action. The action's kind of saved for part 2, which is called World War 3, which I'm sure we'll get to soon. But yeah, it's an alright episode. Definitely one of the ones in the lower end of Series 1 for me. We've got 6 viewers. Ethan Jordan, nice to see you here, mate. My favourite Doctor was, is, and always will be Tennant. Me too, mate. Me too. Tennant is the best. He's someone who was my childhood. Yeah, he will always be my favourite as well. I think. Okay, the pilot. First episode of Series 10 sets up Bill as the companion. A lot of fun. Let's put the pilot. Let's put the pilot there. Yeah, it's a good episode. This is the Capaldi that I actually really love when he's not as grumpy as he is in like Series 8 and even possibly the start of Series 9. I actually like Capaldi with Bill a lot more than Capaldi and Clara. Yeah, I think it's a really good episode. Orphan 55, straight to the bottom. Absolutely terrible. The only reason the episode exists is to do a kind of not a political statement, a public service announcement about the economy and climate change. Basically, at the end of the episode, Whittaker speaks down the camera like this and goes, hold on, like this and goes, climate change is bad. We need to do something to stop it. That is literally the writing they go with in the episode, which is absolutely terrible. And even without that, the episode in general is bad. They go to a leisure centre. What's his face from the Inbetweeners is in it? James Buckley, playing... I'll show you, hold on. James Buckley, Orphan 55. I'm pretty sure he's in it. Yeah, he's this guy with like green hair. It's terrible. It is a truly terrible episode. Gridlock. Let's put it in good. Towards the bottom end of good. Let's go there. Yeah, that's a good place for it. I'm sure I read somewhere that this is Russell T Davies' favourite script he's ever written, which is pretty crazy. You'd never think that it would go to Gridlock of all these episodes. Hold on, let me fact check myself. Is Gridlock RTD's fave episode? See if I get it from this. I think Gridlock is my... No, that's not what I want. Is Gridlock Russell T Davies' favourite episode? Russell T Davies was asked by a fan what his favourite Doctor Who episode to write and make was. He replied, "That's the tricky one because of course they are all my children. You can't have favourite children." Yes, you can. The one I have particularly sentimental fondness for is an episode called Gridlock. Yeah, there you go. Gridlock. It's a good episode. It's not great. It's... If I remember correctly, it's... Are they not stuck in... Are they... Is it space traffic? That water went down the wrong way. Yeah. Space traffic, I'm pretty sure. Sorry about that. The Doctor takes Martha to New Earth in the far future, only to find that an entire site has become a deadly trap. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're stuck in space traffic. And the supporting cast is quite good. I'll give them that. And the face of Bo makes an appearance, which is pretty cool. But overall, it's not one that particularly stays with me. Yeah. The Impossible Astronaut, our second amazing episode. I personally prefer it to Day of the Moon, which is an unpopular opinion, I believe. The Impossible Astronaut sets up one of my favourite series of Doctor Who so well. The amount of stuff set up in this episode is unreal. I think it's truly fantastic. Brilliant writing by Stephen Moffat. The episode kills the Doctor off in like the first 20 minutes, which is really ambitious. Yeah, it's a fantastic episode. I love it. The Unquiet Dead. It's one I always forget is in series 1. I'm going to put it there. Let's go with there. Actually, no, let's let it lead okay, I think. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, it's an alright episode. It's Ghosts with Charles Dickens. Another period piece. It's fine. It's nothing spectacular. I think after the end of the world and Rose, 'cause it's the third episode, I believe, after Rose and the end of the world, you'd expect a little bit more. But yeah, I remember the ending being particularly beautiful. So yeah, it's a good episode. Daleks in Manhattan. Now I can't remember if this is part 1 or part 2, so I'm going to quickly consult IMDb. Come on. Series 3. Daleks in Manhattan is part 1. Now I know Walter, my friend who I did this ranking with, there he is right there, in all his glory, loves this two-parter. And he thinks that's one of the best uses of the Daleks in New Who. It's not one of my personal favourites, mate, I'm not going to lie. For you, I'm going to stick it... there. Yeah, I'm going to go there for Daleks in Manhattan. The second part will be going a bit higher for me. But Daleks in Manhattan is alright. Is there not pig people in it? Am I making that up? Please tell me I'm not making that up. Andrew Garfield's in it, I remember that. Is there pig people? Maybe not. Am I making that up? Daleks in Manhattan, pig people. Yeah, there are. I'm not making that up. They're a bit cheesy, I guess. But it's a fine episode. Smile. Let's go there for Smile. It's not a great episode. Definitely a step down from the pilot, which is the first episode in Series 10. This is the second, I believe. Yeah, it's not great. I can't actually remember much about it. I guess the Capaldi and Bill stuff's pretty nice because I really like Bill as a companion. But yeah, it's not a great episode. Nikola Tesla's Night of Terror. I'm going to put this leading okay. Let's do that. Is this the best Whittaker episode I've gotten so far? Yes, it is. I had fun with this episode when it aired. Like most Whittaker episodes, it doesn't hold rewatchability. But it's a fun episode, I'll give them that. A Nikola Tesla episode was needed for Doctor Who, and I'm so glad they did it. And the writing's actually pretty good. Surely that's not a Chibnall episode if the writing's actually good. Nikola Tesla's Night of Terror. Nina Amityville. It's not a Chibnall episode. Yeah, it's a fun episode. I have to go, but nice talking to you. Nice to see you in Movies and Train Studios. Hope you have a good rest of your night. The Witch is Familiar. Now, this is the second part in the start of Series 9. Am I right with that? Yes, I am. Magician's Apprentice, Witch is Familiar. Good episode. It's definitely going into good. I actually really enjoy that two-parter. Where's it going? Let's go there. Yeah, that looks nice. Yeah, so it's a good episode. The last Davros, I mean to say. The last Davros story we got. And I hope it is the last Davros story, because the way they ended it is brilliant. Yeah, nice to see Missy in this episode. She gives a great performance. It's Michelle Gomez, I'm pretty sure, plays her. Yeah, so a really good episode. Tooth and Claw. Let's go down to bad. Let's lead bad with Tooth and Claw. It doesn't do anything particularly terrible, but it isn't a fun time at all. It isn't fun. I would never choose to watch this episode. This is when Rose started to become annoying for me. Which is sad because she was a great character in Series 1, and then Series 2 started, and I just don't like the chemistry between her and Tennant as much as I do her and Eccleston. But yeah, it's not a great episode, and it's a werewolf episode. I mean, it is quite throwaway. Knock Knock. Is that a Series 8 episode? I actually think I had fun with this one. Is it Series 8 or Series 9? I think it's Series 9. Series 9. Was it a Series 10 episode? What the hell? Knock Knock. Bill is moving in with some friends, and they found the perfect house rented by the landlord. The wind blows, the floorboards creak, and the doctor thinks something is very wrong. I do not remember this episode. I have no recollection of this. And for that reason, I will stick it at the bottom of OK and just hope I had a decent time with it. I thought that was... Oh, do you know what I thought that was? There's a Matt Smith episode with a similar kind of vibe, I'm pretty sure. Is it in Series 7? This Hyde. Yes. That's what I was thinking of. Dinosaurs on a spaceship. Let's go there. So Chibnall, look. Oh my god. Chibnall. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Chibnall. There's out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the worst episodes of Doctor Who currently, 5 of them are written by Chris Chibnall. Ooh. Or at least in the Chibnall era. Yeah, Dinosaurs on a Spaceship isn't great. It's pretty corny. It was trying to do a kind of primeval take on Doctor Who, I think, and just kind of failed. Yeah, it's not a great episode. Now, is Before the Flood the second part of the first part? It's the second part. Okay. I enjoy this two-parter. They're definitely going into good. Let's go there for Before the Flood. This is a really, really good two-parter with Capaldi and Clara, I believe. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. A fantastic set of supporting characters, I remember. Just a really good episode. I have a lot of fun with that one. And its first part, which, if I can find quickly, will be going bang smack next to it. Under the Lake and Before the Flood. Let's say Before the Flood is better. Actually, no. Do you know what? I actually think Under the Lake's better. Let's do that. The Magician's Apprentice. I'm going to put that bang smack next to The Witch is Familiar. But I'm going to go... Oh, actually. Yeah, let's do that. I have a lot of fun with The Magician's Apprentice. Again, it's the first part of Magician's Apprentice, Witch is Familiar. I believe. Let's just double check. Yes, I'm correct. A Davros story, really well written. Just leave Davros at that. I hope RTD, when he comes back, just leaves Davros, because that is the perfect end to his story. That two-parter right there. The Power of Three. It's another Chibnall episode. It's going to go slightly higher than these ones, but not too much. It's going right there. No, do you know what? Let's put it there. It's not great. It's not a great episode. Doesn't do anything particularly terrible, but I remember the end of the episode. Matt Smith basically just fixes everything with his sonic screwdriver, which is such a cop-out ending. I am surprised how well Chibnall could write Rory and Amy, and even Eleven's Doctor. He can write them really well. Yeah, it's an okay episode. Doesn't do anything particularly awful, but it's not. It doesn't deserve to be anywhere up here. School Reunion. Definitely going into the good tier. I'd say quite up a bit. I'd say there for School Reunion. It's a really, really fun time. It's great to see Sarah Jane back in the episodes. I don't know if I like the quarrelling between her and Rose. As I said, this is kind of the time where Rose started to become really annoying for me. But just because of the K9 and Sarah Jane stuff alone, and I love Mickey in this episode, he's really cool. He's got a great part. But just for that stuff alone, I'll put it in good. And it's a fun episode, and I love the Krillitines. They're a fantastic monster. How many people? We've got 3 people watching us. Who's still with us? Say hello if you're in the chat. Be nice to hear from some people. The Sontaran Stratagem. Now, I can't remember if that's part 1 or part 2. It is. Part 1. Okay. They're pretty... I don't think they deserve to go in here, but I'm putting it right at the bottom of okay. They aren't great episodes. They are the worst of Series 4, in my opinion. Yeah, I if I can find, what's it called, Poison Sky, I will stick that right next to it, because the Poison Sky doesn't do much better. I would say Poison Sky is better, though. I'll do that. Actually, do you know what? I'll do that, because I remember the cliffhanger on the Sontaran Stratagem being fantastic. Really, really... the Sontarans are really poorly written, and the villain, this kind of Elon Musk villain, let's see if I can find him here. What's his name? Luke Rattigan, played by Ryan Samson. He's not great. He's not great. He's a really poor excuse for a villain. But yeah, not a great double parter there. The Beast Below. Okay, we're getting back up into favourites territory. The Beast Below is going right there. I love how amazing is 3 Matt Smith episodes. There you go. I love The Beast Below. I actually think it's my favourite out of except for Vincent and the Doctor, of course. It's my favourite out of Series 5. It's a fantastic episode. I love it. And I love the way it characterises Matt Smith. And I just think it's brilliant. Stephen Moffat's writing at his best right there. Victory of the Daleks, however, is going... Oh, it's either leading bad or... It's lead bad. One of the worst uses of the Daleks in New Who. The Daleks basically. How can they do Daleks in trenches and still muck it up? Because that's such a cool concept, yet they just totally mess it up. Yeah, it's not a great episode. I'm trying to think redeeming factors, because they make the Daleks like these Power Ranger looking buggers. Yeah, it's a bad episode. It's a bad episode. I guess the guy who plays Winston Churchill's pretty cool, and Matt Smith gives a decent performance, but yeah, it's not a great episode. Robot of Sherwood, another one that I don't really like. Robot of Sherwood's going there. Far too whimsical for Series 8, seeing as they're building up this really dark Doctor and then do this whimsical Robin Hood episode. I remember... Hold on. So not quite a big actor in it. Let's have a look. Yeah, Ben Miller's in it. I like Ben Miller. He's a good actor. And he gives a good performance, I guess. Yeah, it's not one of my favourites though. Definitely low tier Series 8. I'm just going to fix my headphones, so excuse me for 2 seconds. Sorry about that. Yeah, it's not a good episode. Arachnids in the UK is going straight into awful. Let's do it right there. Yeah, poor episode. Poor episode. Is this a Chibnall episode? Please tell me it is. I'll be actually so happy if this is Chibnall. Oh, a 5 out of 10 on IMDb, that's not great. Yes, it is. It's Chibnall. It's a terrible episode. The politician in it is just a bad Donald Trump knockoff. It's genuinely terrible writing. Again, on the same level as Orphan 55, I think, in terms of writing. Spyfall Part 1. As I said when I ranked Spyfall Part 2, I actually really enjoy Part 1. Part 1 is going in good. I'd put Part 1 there. Yeah, that's a good place for it, actually. I love Doctor Who meets Bond. I would actually have loved to have seen that concept drawn out a bit more. And I love the master twist at the end, obviously. It's awesome. Yeah, it's a good episode. I have a lot of fun with that one. Into the Dalek. That is Series 8, am I right? Yes, it is. I actually quite enjoy this episode. I think it's actually better. I'm going to go right there for Into the Dalek. It's a good episode. A lot of fun. Deep Breath and Into the Dalek are kind of on a similar level for me. Yeah, it's a good episode. I have fun with it. Nothing too much to say about it. Partners in Crime. This is a difficult one to rank. Because again, there's a lot of... The Doctor and Donna stuff is brilliant. The monster in the episode being fat isn't so good. Let's have a little look. Series 4. Partners in Crime. A 7.7, really? Do you know what? I'm going to stick it at the top of OK. I love the Doctor and Donna stuff. Their chemistry is off the hook from the get-go. But a lot of the other stuff isn't great. The 11th Hour. easily going straight up there into amazing. But Below the Beast Below for me. One of the best, I think actually the best first Doctor episode I've seen. Fantastic introduction to Matt Smith's Doctor. Yeah, just a really, really fun episode. And I love the speech at the end of the episode. I think that is just fantastic speech. But yeah, that is the 11th hour. Coming in next, we have World War 3. Now that's the second part to the Slitheen one. Where's that? Aliens of London. World War 3 I actually enjoy quite a bit more than Aliens of London. I would stick World War 3 actually up a bit. Yeah, let's go there for World War 3. Pardon me. It's a really, really fun episode. This is when the Slitheen actually become good and actually become like threats. And there's a lot more action in this episode. It's just a lot more fun than the Aliens of London episode. Rise of the Cybermen. Now, is that part 1 or part 2? I think it might be part 1. Yes. I'm between great and good. It's going high good. That double parter I think is one of the shining stars of series 2. Let's go there for there for Rise of the Cybermen. The parallel universe stuff is great. Doctor Who done the multiverse before Marvel done the multiverse. That's probably wrong because they probably did it in the comics, but whatever. Can I find quickly Age of Steel? Yes, I can. Age of Steel's better. I'd actually put Age of Steel in great. There. Yeah, it's a really, really good two-parter. Rise of the Cybermen kind of builds the parallel universe stuff really well, sets it up. It's a really emotional episode with Rose seeing her mum and dad. Well, her dad's dead, obviously, but seeing parallel universe dad's pretty cool. All the stuff with Mickey's a lot of fun, Mickey and Ricky. And then Age of Steel is just an all-out zombie. Well, it's not a zombie, but the Cybermen are like zombies a little bit. This awesome, I can't think of the word, but just a fantastic episode. I have a lot of fun with that one. Like a Cyberman apocalypse episode where they come into full force. Evolution of the Daleks. The second part to Daleks in Manhattan. It'll be higher than Daleks in Manhattan for me, but not by much. Let's go there for Evolution of the Daleks. As I said, it's not one of my favourite uses of the Daleks in New Who. But I can see the appeal. All the stuff with Dalek, is it Sek? Dalek Sek? I can't remember his name. This guy. Dalek Sek. All the dialogue between him and the Doctor's great. But it's not one of my favourite uses of the Daleks in Doctor Who. Flesh and Stone. So I've got Time of Angels up here, yet Flesh and Stone is going down here. Flesh and Stone's going right there. I hate the fact that you see the angels move. It would be higher. It would be up here, I think, if you didn't see the angels move. I love the Matt Smith stuff in this episode, and I love the River stuff in this episode. It's just, I felt like a lot of the Time of Angels was a lot of build-up, and then it kind of built to nothing. Because you don't get a lot of payoff with Flesh and Stone. But it's not a bad episode by any means. It's still in good. I have a fun time with it. I just wish you never saw the angels move because it takes away from the angels so much. Time Heist. I have no recollection of the episode Time Heist. Is it Series 10? Because I don't remember much about Series 10. Time Heist, Time Heist, Time Heist. No, it's not. Series 9? Time Heist. Where are you? Series 8? I don't have a lot of recollection of that series either. Time Heist. The Doctor and Clara wake up in a room with two other people, unable to remember how they got there. As it turns out, someone known as the Architect has employed them to break into University. Most Secure Bank, I do remember this episode. Yes. I remember having a decent time with it. I don't remember it being great, but I remember having a good time with it. We'll put it there. I remember having a fun time with it. It is one of those episodes that's quite corny, I remember, quite cheesy, but fun at the end of the day. Yeah, it's a good episode. Right, I'm going to take a real quick break to go get some more water. And then I will be back to continue ranking the rest of these. I'll be back in 2 minutes. And we're back. Let's continue ranking these episodes. Angels Take Manhattan. What a way to return. Yeah, it's a good episode. I love the way they end Rory and Amy's time in the show. I think it's really well handled. I'm not a big fan of how the angels are used in this episode. I guess they're kind of creepy. The whole Statue of Liberty angel is dumb as hell. It'll definitely go in good for me. Probably, let's go right there, next to Flesh and Stone, but above it. Yeah, it's a good episode. It makes some choices that are pretty bad. The Rebel Flesh, now that is in Series 6. Yes, it's another part of Series 6 that I always forget exists. I remember it being not bad. But I also remember it being not great. Where's it? Rebel Flesh and the Almost People. Where's the Almost People? This is when I can't find it for the life of me. If it's not here, then I'll just leave it and we'll get to it when I get to it. Nah, it's not there. I will put the Rebel Flesh into okay. Let's go there for Rebel Flesh. As I said, I remember it being not terrible, but not great. The Saranga Conundrum. This is my first one where I will say not canon. Terrible episode. Jonathan Phillips, nice to see you here. How you doing? I'll just give you a little overview of the ranking so far, mate. You can have a little look at that. If you have any opinions on the episodes, jot them down in the chat. It's good to get a conversation going. The Saranga Conundrum, terrible. Genuinely terrible. Shouldn't exist. The Pating is one of the worst villains ever. The supporting cast, I couldn't care less. The Pregnant Man, thumbs down from me. It is genuinely a terrible episode and I wish it didn't exist. Hence why it's a not canon for me. The Girl Who Died. Now, it's the woman who lived and the girl who died. But, in what order do they come? Isn't that series 8? Was it series 9? AJ's Movie Place. The Tennant era was the strongest. I am between Tennant and Smith era as being the strongest. Because I'm not a massive fan of series 2. But yeah, I think I'd agree. You're rating all the new series Doctor Who episodes. I say, yes I am. Yes I am. We've still got a lot to go, so you've joined at the perfect time. Oh, sorry, I was checking The Girl Who Died, The Woman Who Lived. Okay, so it's The Girl Who Died first. Is that the one with her from Game of Thrones in it? Yes, it is. I remember these episodes being alright. Nothing great, nothing too bad. I'll go right at the end of good for The Girl Who Died. I remember it being a fine episode, kind of medieval setting. Yes, I remember all this. Yes. Yeah, it's a good episode. Not one of my personal favourite Capaldi episodes, but not bad. Oxygen. Now that is a Series 10 episode, if I've ever heard one before. Let me just quickly have a little look. Yes, it does. When the Dr. Val and Nardo become trapped on a spaceship with oxygen, they discover spaceships trying to come. That's a good episode. I remember that one now. Good. Up here somewhere. Let's go with There for Oxygen. Really fun episode. Yeah, I don't have much opinion on it, other than the fact that I had a lot of fun with it. Dalek. I must admit I haven't watched any new series Doctor Who since 2015. Lost interest. Really simple as that. Still love the show, but these days I just stick to things I love most about the series. That's totally fair, mate. That is totally fair. Yeah, 2015. Who was Doctor then? Was it Capaldi? Yes, it was. You know what? I can kind of see why you would opt out, especially if you were a big Tennant and Smith fan, because Capaldi can take you off guard a little bit. But yeah, hopefully you'll tune back into the show when Russell T Davies takes it back over next year. What was our rating there? Oxygen, yeah. Oh no, it was Dalek. I'll pull this up. Dalek is truly fantastic. It is the best use of the Daleks in New Who. Absolutely brilliant. I absolutely love the episode. Who wrote Dalek? Because is it not the... Oh, I don't want to watch it. I want to see who wrote it. Robert Shearman? Is that who wrote it here? Robert Shearman. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Fugitive of the Judoon. It's a mixed bag. It's going into okay for me. Let's go there for Fugitive of the Dune. It was a good episode when it happened. But now, looking back on what it set up, I kinda hate it. I love Jo Martin's Doctor, but God knows how she fits into the whole story, because we still don't know. This episode came out... When did Fugitive of the Dune come out? 2019? 2020? 2020, I want to say. And it's 2 years later and we still don't know how her Doctor fits into the whole story. 7 viewers, that's jumped up a bit. Hello everyone. Nice to see you. If you are here, put a wee comment in the chat to let me know you're here. Jonathan Phillips, nothing against Matt Smith or Peter Capaldi, love them both. Just got tired of Moffat's overcomplicated and nonsensical storylines, but that's just me. Do you know what? I get that, my man. I totally get that. I am personally a big Moffat fan, but I totally get why someone would prefer Russell T Davies' scripts. Yeah. I totally get why. But as I said, he's returning as showrunner, which is fantastic news because I do love Russell T Davies. So I hope you'll join back into the show. And also, we know David Tennant's coming back now, and Catherine Tate. So fingers crossed, it's good. What was I talking about? I can't remember. I'm pretty sure I just stuck something in good, but I totally can't remember what. Oh, Fugitive of the Judoon, yes. Yeah, I hate what it's set up. Looking back on it, I kind of hate a lot of it. But it was fun at the time, and it was actually quite a refreshing episode in Series 12. But yeah. The Doctor's Daughter. I actually really love The Doctor's Daughter. I think it's a great episode. Yeah, I actually have a lot of fun with that episode. I love the not the villain, the guys they're with. I can't remember their names. The Doctor's Daughter. What is the name of the monsters? The Hath. They're great. They're a lot of fun. Georgia Moffat. Is it? Yeah, Georgia Moffat, who is now David Tennant's wife in real life, is fantastic. Don't get me wrong, there's no denying Moffat's talent as a writer, but since then he has admit being showrunner did take some toll on him. I definitely think that was more in the Capaldi era. I don't think he actually had much fun writing Series 8, 9 or 10, which is personally I think he should have left at the end of Matt Smith's era, but that's just me. I honestly think he felt obligation to stay there. Oh, every time I take a comment, I'm forgetting where I am. Doctor's Daughter. Really good episode. Georgia Moffat, who's now Tennant's wife in real life, gives a great performance. I would love to see more of her. Please, Russell, please bring her back. Is it Jenny? Is that her name? Yeah, please bring her back. Great episode. Absolutely love it. The Lazarus Experiment. My first ever episode of Doctor Who. Random little fact for you guys. Yeah, you must be thinking, oh, I must have such a special place in my heart for the Lazarus Experiment because it was my first episode of Doctor Who. I must have such... It's going in bad. It'll lead bad though. The whole concept of a machine that can make someone younger. I never grew up watching Doctor Who as a child, didn't really get into the show until 2005. Yeah, I get you. That was when it returned. Can't say that word. Returned. That's when it returned. With Capaldi. Capaldi? Eccleston. I've got someone asking me what I'm up to. I'm live streaming. Which I was 12 at the time. Okay. Lazarus Experiment, not a great episode. As I said, the concept is brilliant. The whole, a person who can turn himself younger with a machine. But I hated the whole fact that it turns him into a big scary monster. It's not great. The Vampires of Venice goes in good. I'm struggling with this one a little bit because there's a lot of aspects that I like. Let's go there. I have a lot of fun with the Vampires of Venice. It's definitely one of the more lighter episodes of Series 5. What I do think Series 5 is quite a lighter season after some quite dark stuff in Series 4. But yeah, it's a fun episode. Obviously they're not vampires in the end, they're fish people. And there's some cheesy lines in there, but it's just cheesy Doctor Who at the end of the day. The Bells of St. John is this is like the definition of okay. I always find it crazy that it's a Stephen Moffat episode. It doesn't feel like Moffat at all. It actually feels a bit more like Davies' writing. Where's it going? Let's put it there. Yeah, it's a fun episode. To me, Doctor Who was the ultimate escapism for me back then because I hated my secondary school, so watching the show took a lot of weight off me. That is an amazing story to hear, mate. Wow. Yeah, Doctor Who, I think, was used as a way of escapism for a lot of people. Because it kind of transports you into this whole different world, which is fantastic. Thanks for sharing that. It's a good story. Bells of St. John. Definition of an okay episode. Some cool scenes. The whole villain being Wi-Fi isn't great. I can see where Moffat was going with it, but it's not executed particularly well. But it's not terrible by any means. I would gladly stick this episode on and have a fun time with it. The Caretaker. I am going good, but quite low good. Let's go there for The Caretaker. Fun episode. Danny Pink, obviously, big character in it. He's a lot of fun. I love his character. Overall, I don't have much opinion on it. It's just a good episode. The Almost People is the Rebel Flesh second part, and it can go bang smack next to it. Yeah, let's do that. Don't have much to say. It's just it's an okay episode. It's one I always forget's in Series 6. I think the first classic Doctor Who story I ever watched was The Invisible Enemy, which marked the first appearance of K9. I'm not a big classic Who person, mate, but I'll have a little Google of that. The Invisible Enemy. Was that a Tom Baker? Yes, it was. Yeah, my friend Walter is trying to get me to watch Classic Who. Whenever I do watch it, I have a fun time with it, so I don't know why I haven't been watching more. But yeah, I'm definitely more of a New Who guy. The woman who lived can go bang smack next to the girl who died. Where are you? Where did I put the girl who died? Right there. There we go. Once again, everything that I said about Girl Who Died kind of applies to the woman who lived. Extras, here we go with these monk stories. As I said, there's a whole bit in Series 10. Wait, was that Series 10? This is when I look like an idiot. It is. Yes. All these, I'm pretty sure, are like monk stories. The Doctor's called by the Vatican. Here we go. To solve the mystery of a text called the Veritas. That when someone reads it, dies soon after, but something is dwelling in the Vatican and doesn't want the Veritas to be read. I actually remember that one being, out of the monk kind of stories, one of the better ones. Let's just put it right at the end of... Do you know what? Actually, let's do that. Let's do that. Yeah, I remember it being a fine episode. Let me just quickly reply to a text. Sorry about this, guys. Yes, where was I? Extremis. Yeah, I remember it being a good episode. I feel the same kind of way with a lot of these Capaldi episodes where I'm like, it was good. It wasn't much more than that. So, yeah. Demons of the Punjab. One of the better Whittaker episodes, but still not great. Let's put it in amongst this kind of plethora of good, well, okay Whittaker episodes. My favourite incarnation of the Doctor as a whole was Patrick Troughton. As for the new series, it's a cross between Christopher Eccleston or David Tennant, not sure of that. Wow, okay. Yeah, Patrick Troughton. Haven't seen any Patrick Troughton, but my friend Walter, as I said, I mentioned him a couple of minutes ago. He loves Troughton, so you'd get on well with him. And yeah, Eccleston, Tennant, and Smith for me are all my like joint first favourite. I go between them, but I think Tennant just slightly pushes it out. I think if we got more of Eccleston, he would be my favourite. But as for now, Tennant, yeah. And I love Smith too. Let's put Demons of the Punjab right there. One of the better Whittaker episodes, as I said. I'm pretty sure Whittaker actually has a character in this episode, which is always nice to see. But yeah, it's another, like, a definition of okay. Praxeus. Let's put Praxeus... Let's do that right at the bottom of bad. It's a pretty bad episode. Again, none of the supporting cast I enjoy or have any feelings towards. The whole... It's like a virus going around. It's not really realistic, guys. Is it? A virus going around killing millions? That's not very realistic. Nah, I'm kidding. It's not well executed at all. The Long Game. Okay, The Long Game. The worst episode of Series 1? Into bad? There. That was good. Yeah, Long Game isn't great. There's this, what's the character's name that's along with him? Because there's like a Series 1 character that just comes along for a little bit with them in the TARDIS for like 2 episodes or something. What's his name? Oh, Simon Pegg's in that. I forgot about that. Adam Mitchell. Yeah, not great character. Yeah, it's a pretty boring episode. The Unicorn and the Wasp goes up into great for me. I have a lot of fun with the Unicorn and the Wasp. I'd actually put that right there. Do you know what? Let's go above Day of the Moon. Oh, not above Smith and Jones, please. No, thank you. Actually, yeah, leading great. The Unicorn and the Wasp is a fantastic episode of Doctor Who. It becomes a kind of murder mystery, which I really enjoy. Yeah, I have a lot of fun with the Unicorn and the Wasp. The Idiot's Lantern, on the other hand, I'm going to put the very bottom of OK. It doesn't do much good, but it doesn't do anything terrible. I remember it being a disappointment watching it. I remember is it the Wire? Is that her name? The kind of woman in the telly, being a terrible villain. But I can see the concept behind it. Yeah, it's a bad episode. It is a bad episode. That was kind of around the time where we were getting a few bad episodes in a row, I'm pretty sure. Where is it? Idiot's Lantern, and then you got this good 2-parter, and then you got another 2 really bad episodes. 42. Here is a controversial opinion. 42 is a good episode of Doctor Who. Let's go there for 42. Finally, I can put it where I want. When I did this stream with Walter, he was like, get that down into bad. No. 42 belonged right there. Right there. Just fun. That's all the episode is. Fun. And I love it when you see a villain get the best of the Doctor and actually like overcome him. And this is probably one of the best examples of that, I think. The whole concept of the villain is awesome. And I love how the episode is actually told in real time. It's a bit of a gimmick, I know, but I'm a sucker for a little gimmick now and then, because the episodes actually takes 42 minutes, which is how long they have to live. I've not seen any of Flux yet at all. I think Flux is the last thing we're doing, so stick around for my ranking of that. Yeah, there it all is there. Amy's Choice. Did get the Steelbook done and opening on my channel, but yet to watch. I'm actually a defender of Flux a little bit. Thanks for sticking around, by the way, AJ's Movie Place. You've been here from like the start, so thank you for sticking around. Yeah, I didn't mind Flux. 3 of the episodes were like good, and 3 of them were bad. So it's a really mixed bag for me. But you'll see that soon when I get to it down at the bottom here. Amy's Choice. It's going into good for me, but whereabouts in good? Boom, right there. I love the Dream Lord. I would love the Dream Lord to make a return in some way. And I just love the whole concept of flicking between 2 realities. One's a dream and one's not a dream. Can't wait for Chester Comic Con this Sunday. So hyped to meet Paul McGann, the 8th Doctor. Oh damn, he'd be awesome. I've actually heard he's a really nice guy, so you're in for a treat there, my man. I would love to see more of Paul McGann on TV as Doctor Who. I'd actually like to see a full spin-off series. BBC, commission that. Russell T Davies has actually spoke about there will be some spin-off series commissioned by him when he's running BBC when he's running the BBC again, when he's running Doctor Who again. So hopefully one of them is a McGann series. Where was I? Amy's Choice. Yeah, it's a good episode. I love the whole concept of switching between two realities, one being a dream, one being real, and they have to guess. Yeah, it's a really good episode. A Good Man Goes to War. Zoomp. The crowning achievement of Series 6 for me. And that's, as I said, one of my favourite series of Doctor Who. Absolutely fantastic writing. The twist in it is genius. Obviously planned by Moffat. I really loved Amy's Choice. It reminded me of Twilight Zone and Invasion of the Body Snatchers. I can kind of see where you're coming with Twilight Zone. It's that kind of feel to it. Actually, I would actually say it reminds me of Black Mirror a little bit. There's a few Doctor Who episodes out there, Midnight especially, that really remind me of Black Mirror. Yeah, A Good Man Goes to War, I think, is truly fantastic. Sorry about that. One of my favourite episodes of all time. Oh, 2 double whammies in a row. The Rings of Akhaten, whilst isn't going to make the greatest for me, is still going to make amazing. At the bottom of amazing. I feel like for the speech alone it should go into the greatest, because the speech is my favourite speech in any Doctor Who episode ever. But the episode built around it doesn't deserve the greatest. It's still a really fun episode, and I love the world it builds and the story it builds. But it doesn't deserve to be up here yet. It doesn't deserve to be up here. Here seems to be the right place for it. It's still a fantastic episode, though. The Pyramid at the End of the World. Where did I put Extremis? Pyramid at the End of the World. Let me have a little look here. Series 10. You know what? I'm going for an okay with this one. Let's go there for Pyramid at the End of the World. I remember it being not bad, but not particularly great. Kill the Moon. Oh, Jesus. Kill the Moon. Kill the Moon's going right there. It's a horrible concept for an episode and horribly executed. Who thought this would have been a good idea for an episode? The Zygon invasion. Here we're getting into good stuff again. Zygon, what part is that? Is that part 1? Series 9. Zygon invasion's part 1. We're getting into great stuff again. Zygon invasion. The Doctors I've met so far are Peter Davison, Colin Baker, and Sylvester McCoy. I hope to meet David Tennant someday. Yeah, David Tennant would be awesome. I've seen Colin Baker do a kind of Comic-Con panel before, and he seemed like a fairly nice guy. And I've heard good things about McCoy at meet and greets as well. Apparently he's a real gentleman. I've not heard much about Peter Davison. But I'm sure he's a nice guy as well. Yeah, but David Tennant, he comes across as the loveliest guy ever, so it would be great to meet him. I'd love to meet Matt Smith as well. And Eccleston comes across as a lovely guy, with him doing Comic-Con panels now, because I think he didn't do it for a while because he had a kind of mixed feeling about the show. But now that he's doing it and actually embracing the fans, I think it's great. Where was I? Did I even put the Zygon Invasion up yet? No, I didn't. Zygon Invasion's going into good. High good, high good, high good, high good. There. I love this double parter. It is truly fantastic. Zygon Inversion is better. But yeah, Zygon Invasion is a truly fantastic first part and a fantastic story in Doctor Who. Kerblam. It's going into bad. Let's go... No. Yeah, let's go there for Kerblam. I didn't mind it the first time I watched it, but on a rewatch it's terrible. Wonderful chaps, all three of them. Tennant was at Wales Comic Con back in April, but it was a bit too far for me. Yeah, that's fair, man. Yeah, I'm glad to hear they're all lovely people. As I said, I saw Colin Baker at a panel, and he seemed really nice. Where was I? Kerblam. Yeah. Not a great episode. As I said, I didn't mind it the first time I watched it. Rewatch, even though it's still one of the better ones in series 11 for me, it's still pretty bad. Whittaker's characters all over the place. Can you hear me? Going into awful. Leading awful. Yeah, it's a terrible episode. It felt there was no reason for it. It didn't really tell an important story at all. It was so throwaway, it's unreal. Genuinely terrible. The Empty Child. Amazing. I love this double parter. Yeah, there's a good place for it. Yeah, that's good. Where's Dr. Dancy? See if I can find that quickly. Okay, never mind. If I can find it really quickly, I'll put it where I want to put it, but I can't seem to see it really quickly. No, never mind. Okay. Yeah, The Empty Child, fantastic setup. I prefer the second part myself, but it's one of Stephen Moffat's best stories in my opinion. Absolutely brilliant episode. And the introduction to my favourite companion, Captain Jack Harkness. The Impossible Planet. And the Satan Pits. There's the Satan Pits, so I'll put them in right now. It's going into good. Because they are really good episodes. Well, let's go. There seems a good place, and Satan Pit right above it. Yeah, really good double parter right there. Some of the best in series 2. Patrick Troughton actually did conventions when he was still alive until his death in 1987. John Pertwee convinced him to attend them while they were working on the Five Doctors. That's awesome. I don't know if I didn't mean to search Pertwee there. Baker, Tom Baker. I don't know if Tom Baker does comic cons. Probably does. He'd be an awesome guy to meet as well. What was I talking about? The Impossible Planet and Satan Pit. Yeah, it's a good episode. It's a good double parter. Some of the best in season 2 for me. Human Nature. Okay, here we go. Let's just make room for it to go straight to the top. The best story in New Who for me. The way it handles emotion is fantastic. It's just a truly wonderful story. David Tennant gives his best performance, not even as the Doctor, as John Smith. Martha Freeman Agyeman's great. It's just a fantastic episode. Truly fantastic episode. Some of the best television ever made. And if I can see the Family of Blood, it's going right next to it. There it is. But above it, because the family of blood takes everything human nature done and brings it to a beautiful closure. Tom Baker has done cons for many years, but has slowed down in recent years. Never met him, but I do have a signed copy of his book, The Boy Who Kicked Pigs. Awesome. Yeah, he seems like he'd be a really nice guy. Yeah, Family Blood and Human Nature is my favourite story in Doctor Who. As I said, the way the emotions handled, brilliant. It's one of the only Doctor Who episodes that I cry every time I watch it. It's just absolutely fantastic. I love it. Silence in the Library and Forest of the Dead. Let's just do both parts of this. Silence in the Library and Forest of the Dead, both going into amazing for me. Right there, let's go with. And Forest of the Dead, above it, right there. Actually, you know what, below it. Yeah, I love this double parter. Sets up all the river stuff really nicely. I'm just going to move this up so you can see what episode I'm talking about right here. Yeah, it sets up all the river stuff really nicely. Yeah, it's just genuinely, it's a really, really great double part. And the Vashta Narada, they should make a reappearance. That they are fantastic villains. Very creepy episodes as well. Brilliantly done. Stephen Moffat's name written all over it. Let's Kill Hitler. Something in me wants to put it in great, because I have a lot of fun with Let's Kill Hitler. Jonathan Phillips. I can't see that message that you've just sent me, mate. I don't know if... Yeah, I think you sent something and it's not came through properly. So if you just try and send it again, that'd be nice. Yeah, Let's Kill Hitler. Something in me wants to put it in great, because I do really enjoy the episode. But it's going into good. It's ultimately going in here. Sorry, just an error. No worries, my man, no worries. Let's go there. Yeah. I have a lot of fun with Let's Kill Hitler. It's not a fan favourite, I know, but I think it's a lot of fun. The river stuff's great. Just brilliantly written stuff by Stephen Moffat again. Yeah. Cold War. This is series 7, and I always forget this episode exists. Yes, there it is. I'm going to put Cold War in OK, simply because I can't remember anything about it. Let's go there for Cold War. Above the Power 3. Above Smile. Yeah. I remember it being alright. I just don't remember too much about it. But I remember it being alright. I've met Spencer Wilding, who played the Ice Warrior in Cold War. Oh, that's pretty neat. Yeah, sorry. I was answering a message. Yeah, that's pretty neat. What was I talking about? Oh, aye. Cold War. I remember it being a fine episode. I don't remember too much about it. Hungry Earth. Now, is that part 1 or part 2? I think that's part 1. This is the thing in series 5 that I always forget about. What was it? Hungry Earth, Cold Blood. Where's Cold Blood? Cold Blood. Let's do Hungry Earth. There. Cold Blood. There. Chibnall's name written all over it. I love how he can write Rory. Actually, let's do Cold Blood above Hungry Earth, just because of the ending. That's got a really good ending. I love how he can write Matt Smith, Karen Gillan, and Arthur Darvill's characters like he wrote them, like he invented them. He's really good at writing them. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the Silurians. I'm pretty sure that's the villains. See if I'm wrong. Yeah, Silurians. Yeah, I'm not a fan of them. The Zygon inversion. going into great. Let's go there for the Zygon. Naturally, let's go there for the Zygon inversion. A really great episode. Peter Capaldi's speech at the end of that episode is one of the best speeches in Doctor Who. I think it is absolutely brilliant. How much have we still got to do? I'm scared to look. Oh, not too much actually. Yeah, Zygon inversion. A really, really good episode. I love it. Mummy on the Orient Express. This one's a lot of fun. It's going into good. Let's go right there for Mummy on the Orient Express. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a really fun episode. I much prefer classic version of the Silurians. At the Zygons haven't changed at all. And the Zygons haven't changed at all. Yeah. I totally get you. And I've not seen any of the classic Silurian episodes, so I can't comment. But I'm not a fan of them in New Who. Oh, A Mummy on the Orient Express. Yeah, it's a really fun episode. Yeah, it's just fun at the end of the day. The Lie of the Land. This is the one that I always remember being pretty bad out of the monk stuff. Where have I put them other ones? Extremis is there, and then Pyramid Underworld. Let's go very near. Let's go there for Lie of the Land. Not great. There's a false regeneration in it, which is pretty dumb. And it's there for no reason. So yeah, it's not a great episode. The Haunting of Villa Diodati, my favourite Whittaker episode before Flux came out. It'll go into good for me actually. Let's put it. Let's go there for the Haunting of Villa Diodati. I have a lot of fun. It really captures horror again in Doctor Who, which is something that Series 12 was lacking for the most part, and Series 11. Yeah, I have a lot of fun with that episode. All the supporting cast are great, all the actors are great. Yeah, it's a really, really good episode. Here we go, there we go. The Witchfinders. Awful. Let's put it there. It's another bad episode. Look at all these Whittaker ones. Yeah, it's a pretty bad episode. Basically is a female doctor during the Salem witch trials, which obviously isn't going to go well. Yeah, not a great episode. Right, I'm going to have one more little quick break because I need to use the toilet, but I will be back in literally 1 minute, 2 minutes, something like that. Stay there, I'll be right back. And we're back with Father's Day. Really great episode. One of the crowning achievements of season 1, in my opinion. It's going into great. Let's put Father's Day right there. Right here. Really, really, really great episode. All the stuff with Rose and her character development is fantastic, in my opinion. It's just brilliantly written at the end of the day. Absolutely fantastic. Night Terrors. I forgot Night Terrors even existed, but it is a good episode. I actually really like Night Terrors. Night Terrors can go right there, just below School Reunion. Did you know, back in the wilderness years, when Doctor Who was off the air, Russell T Davies wrote a Doctor Who novel called Damaged Goods, which has since been adapted by Big Finish? Yes, I did know that. It actually just proves how much of a fanboy Russell T Davies was before actually writing Doctor Who. I've never read it, and I've not listened to any Big Finish stuff, admittedly, but it is on the list. Night Terrors, yeah, it's a really scary episode and really execute the horror well. In my opinion, it's my favourite, and this is when the writer goes out my head. Series 6, I know that because I love Series 6. Oh my god, I can't remember the name of the guy. Mark Gatiss, it's my favourite Mark Gatiss written episode. Yeah, it's fantastic episode. Hyde, that's the one I was thinking of. It's a good episode. It's kind of mid-good for me. I'd put it right in there. Hyde is, I remember it being pretty scary, which again I love when Doctor Who goes horror. Yeah, it's a really good episode. Sleep No More. Not canon. It's a failed BBC experiment. It's terrible. Genuinely terrible. My least favourite episode of Doctor Who before Whittaker stuff started coming out. But yeah, it is genuinely awful. And the reason it's going into not canon is it totally shakes up the format of Doctor Who, which, if it was going for something good, is a good idea. But the fact that it's going for something pretty terrible, with this like found footage kind of niche, it's bad. Empress of Mars, I remember being pretty decent. Let's throw Empress of Mars in. Let's do that there. Yeah, I remember this being a fine episode. Again, it's in that kind of Capaldi era that I'm not too familiar with. But yeah, I remember it being a fine episode. Flatline is actually really good. It's not one that should be good, but it's actually really good. Let's put Flatline there. Yeah, that's a good spot for it. Yeah, it's a very fun episode. Yeah, don't have much to say about it. Just it's a lot of fun. It Takes You Away. Do you know what? I'm going to put It Takes You Away there. Simply because it was different. I feel like Series 11 plays it very, very, very safe, and that's the reason why a lot of the episodes fail. It Takes You Away feels the most different in the series. Do you know what? Praxis can go below it. It feels the most different in the series, which I give it props for. Am I thinking of the right one? You know what? I might be. Yes, I am thinking of the right one. In Norway, yeah. But yeah, it's still not a great episode. Ascension of the Cyberman is one I always defend. Let's put it bang smack at the bottom of good. It sets up a lot of stuff that obviously went really, really poorly for Doctor Who. Where is the Timeless Children? Because I might just rank it now. Okay. Timeless Children goes at the bottom. So yeah, Ascension of the Cybermen is the part before Timeless Children. It sets up the Timeless Children, and I'm like, oh, I'm excited for where this is going. If the Timeless Children was a better execution, this episode would be higher. But the fact that this built to what the Timeless Children gave us puts it lower for me. But it's still a fun time. And the Timeless Children, terrible. Genuinely the worst thing Doctor Who has ever done. People who have seen it will know what I mean by that. The Doctor dances, definitely going up, 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 up to there, right next to the empty child, but above it. Really good second part, beautifully ended. Yeah, one of Stephen Moffat's masterpieces in my opinion. Love and Monsters. An infamous episode of Doctor Who, infamously bad. It is going into bad for me, not awful, into bad. Let's put Love and Monsters there. I don't mind some of the stuff it does. It doesn't deserve the hate that it gets, but it's not a good episode. It's very Doctor Light, which I enjoy some Doctor Light episodes, but yeah, it's not great. Okay, Midnight. Hello mate, finally made it. Watching while I'm making dinner. What you making, James? That's the main question. What you making? I'm pausing the stream until you tell me what you're making, because I'm hungry myself. I've had dinner and I'm hungry. I'll give you a little overview here, James. I'll go over it when I'm done, because I've not got much to go. But this is where we're at so far. If you want a little look. As you can see, a lot of Whittaker down here. It's nice to see you here, mate. It's nice to see you. Midnight. Midnight for a long time was my... I'm making some pasta, nothing special. Pasta sounds nice. Pasta sounds nice. Yes, it was for a while my favourite episode of Doctor Who. Also, Midnight is in my top 5 episodes, so I've turned up at a good time. Yes, you have. It was my favourite episode of Doctor Who for a long time, until I rewatched the Human Nature and Family Blood double-parter, and I put it in right there. Now, you can't see that because of my webcam. There we go. Truly fantastic. It really reminds me of a Black Mirror episode. I think it's truly, truly fantastic. All the supporting cast are brilliant. The tension built up, and I love the fact that you never see what the entity looks like. The Midnight Entity, I'm pretty sure is what it's called. You never see what it looks like, which is genius in my opinion. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Tennant gives an incredible performance in that episode. Yeah, and it's another one where the monster, the villain, gets the better of the Doctor, and I love stories that do that. Blink. We're getting loads of good episodes now. Blink. Right. This is very controversial. It's going to sit there now. That's not where it's going. It's going... It's... Right. Don't hate me, guys. Don't hate me. Don't hate me. I'm Jack Logan. Bring your own popcorn, and I have a confession to make. Blink is not my favourite Weeping Angel episode. There, I said it. It's a fantastic episode, but the Time of Angels just slightly peaks it for me in terms of Weeping Angel episodes. But I still think Blink is fantastic. Sally Sparrow is the companion we never got. It's a really good episode. Yeah. It's a great first episode for people you want to make a fan of the show. Really, really good. Patrick Troughton's son, David, appears in Midnight. One of the many reasons why I love that episode. Yes, he does. It's kind of this... Is he a scientist? Is that what he is in the episode? This kind of scientist kind of guy. Yeah, he gives a good performance in that. The Girl Who Waited. Series 6. Am I right? You know what? I don't know if this is just the mood I'm in, but I'm not feeling this episode right now. It's going into good, but I'll say a low good. I'm going to go with There for The Girl Who Waited. I have a fun time with it. It's a very Rory heavy episode, which I liked how we got a Rory heavy episode, because I do like Rory. But yeah, it's not one of the best in Series 6, considering Series 6 is one of my favourite series of Doctor Who. Vincent and the Doctor's going straight up to the greatest. It's one of the best Doctor Who scripts ever. Yep, there, that's good for me. You can't see that because of my webcam again. Brilliant episode, truly emotional. The ending is one of the best endings for Doctor Who ever. Richard Curtis wrote it. If Richard Curtis doesn't write another Doctor Who episode, I'm going to cry, because he's perfect for Doctor Who. Journey to the Centre of the TARDIS is cheesy, but good. Where's it going? Where's it going? It's going into good. Low good. There. No. There. Yes, that's good for me. I have a lot of fun with that episode. It's fun seeing the TARDIS explored in more detail. Yeah, so it's a lot of fun. In the Forest of the Night, or as I like to call it, In the Forest of the Shite. Let's go down to Awful. Let's lead Awful with In the Forest of the Shite. Truly terrible. Whoever came up with this episode was high. Yeah, not a great episode. Face the Raven. A really good episode. Kind of mid-good for me, I'd say there. That's perfect. Face the Raven is a really good ending for Clara. Even though Stephen Moffat then slightly ruined it. But it's a fantastic ending for her character. Yeah, really good episode. The Battle of Ranskoor Avkos. Lupe is now playing Kerbal Space Program and is not watching my stream. You've just been exposed, Lupe. Is playing a game and not watching my stream. I'm messaging the group chat that I'm in with him. The Battle of Ranch Dressing, or whatever it's called. Yeah, it's going awful. Let's go there. Yeah, terrible episode. One of the worst. Walter says, my nephew is here. I said he would enjoy my stream too. Yeah, Battle of Ranskoor Avkos is pretty terrible. The worst. Actually, I'm not going to say that because the Timeless Children's there. The second worst season finale in Doctor Who history. The Eaters of Light. Again, that's this mid-okay kind of section for me. Let's go no. There's a good place for Eaters of Light. Not a personal favourite. I don't have much opinion on it, but yeah, not a personal favourite. Utopia. Here we go with another great one. Yeah, that can go into great for me. Ooh, where's it going? Where's it going? Where's it going? Let's go there for Utopia. It is a lot of setup just for a master reveal, but I really, really love it. I love the dialogue we get between Captain Jack and the Doctor. I think that's all fantastic. Yeah, it's a great episode. Fear Her. Into Awful. Let's go there for Fear Her. Pretty terrible stuff. Cheesy, melodramatic. Rose is so annoying. I don't even like Tennant's performance in this episode. Just a pretty terrible time. The God Complex, another one of my favourites in Series 6. It can go high good. Yeah, there for the God Complex. Really, really good episode. I love the concept of a hotel that really looks at people's fears. I think it's genius. Fantastic concept for an episode. The Lodger. The Lodger is an interesting one. James Corden. I'm actually... It's going to go in good. Mid-good. Kinda in here. Let's put The Lodger there. It's a fun episode. It's a fine time. I actually quite like James Corden's performance in it. Where's the other James Corden episode? See if I can find that really quickly. What's it called? The night... No. I was going to say Nightmare on Silk. Closing Time. I prefer Closing Time. Just slightly. So it's just going to go right there for me. Good use of the Cybermen in that episode, actually, I think. Turn Left. Turn Left can go up, 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 up. To up this kind of territory. Actually, no, let's put it at the bottom. No, let's go... Yeah, there for Turn Left. Really great episode. Sets up the season finale so well. A Donna Noble star episode is what we needed. It's brilliant. I love it. Dark Water. The season finale of 8. Oh, it's part 1. Where'd I put it? It's going into good. I gotta go. Cheerio, folks. See you later, Jonathan Phillips. Thank you for tuning into the stream. Means a lot. Dark Water. Have you seen the new Tenant leaks? Yes, I have, and I'm very excited. I'm losing my train of thought here. Dark Water. It's a decent season finale. I think I prefer it over Death in Heaven. Let's put it there. And if I can find Death in Heaven quickly, I'll stick that in. I think quite a bit below it. I think I prefer Dark Water quite a bit. Let's go Death in Heaven about there. Yeah, that's good for Death in Heaven. Heaven Sent is going up, 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 up into... I wouldn't actually quite say the greatest, but leading amazing. There we go. Absolutely brilliant episode. Truly, truly brilliant. Crimson Horror is pretty bad. What series is that in again? Is it 7? Not 6, 7. Yeah, pretty bad episode. We get that double whammy of shit episodes in Series 7 with Crimson Horror and Nightmare in Silver. I wouldn't say it's awful. I'll put it in bad. I'll put it there. Yeah, that's a good spot for it. Yeah, pretty bad episode. Boomtown is another one that's a definition of okay. It's so okay, it's unreal. Let's go with... Where am I going here? Where am I going? I'd say up a bit and okay. I'd say I'd say there for Boomtown. It's a fine episode, kinda pointless. The only thing it's setting up is the whole TARDIS can open up and you can look into the heart of the TARDIS. It's the only reason for the episode. It's fine. World Enough in Time. Zoomp. Straight into the greatest for me. It can be at the bottom of greatest, but it's still up there for me. Fantastic episode. Truly, truly brilliant. The twist at the end of the episode's brilliant. Just wonderful episode. One of the best uses of the Cybermen in New Who. And if I can find the Dr. Falls quickly. Where is it? Dr. Falls can go up. Jump. Into Amazing. Let's lead Amazing with the Dr. Falls. Yeah, truly fantastic episode. Bad Wolf. I have a lot of fun with Bad Wolf. It's not as good as Parting of the Ways, but it can go into... I would actually put Bad Wolf in great. I love how it's cheesy. Yeah, it can go at the very bottom of great. Sound of Drums is going straight up into Amazing. I absolutely love this episode. One of the best uses of the Master, I think, in a story. I'd actually lead Amazing with the Sound of Drums. I love that episode. Army of Ghosts is a good episode. Do you know what? Let's do Doomsday then now and get it out of the way. Right. Army of Ghosts first. So this is the first part to the ending of Series 2. A lot of people love the double part ending of Series 2, and a lot of people love Doomsday, and I'm taking that into consideration. I promise. Army of Ghosts is a kind of mid-good episode. I'd put it there. It's a fun time. Here we go with Doomsday. Now, this is controversial. I know this is controversial, guys. Let me address you all. I know this is controversial, okay? And I'm sorry to any of the big Rose 10 fans. But it's going kind of mid-okay for me. Let's go... Let's go there. Yeah, I hate the whole melodramatic side of it. It is awful. It's like every teenage girl wet dream. Yeah, it's not the best writing from Davies in my opinion, and in my opinion one of my least favourite season finales. Stolen Earth. We seem to be getting loads of series finales, like at a oneer here. Stolen Earth is really good. Actually, I would say it goes into great. I love the Stolen Earth. Let's go. Let's go there for Stolen Earth. Really good episode. Sets up the finale so well. It is like that and Johnny's End. Where's Johnny's End? Because that's going into greatest. Where's Johnny's End? Johnny's End can go into the greatest of all time. Let's go there for Johnny's End, and there for Stolen Earth. It is like the Avengers Endgame of Doctor Who. Absolutely brilliant. The Pandorica opens, and what's the last part to that series called again? The Big Bang. Let's do them too. Sorry about that, guys. I am actually a big fan of this double parter. It's high good for me. Let's do Pandorica opens there. And Big Bang whilst below it. I say Big Bang. Oh, well, that's the Idiot's Lantern. I don't want that. Idiot's Lantern can go back there. Big Bang. Let's go Big Bang there. No, above 42. No, above Let's Kill Hitler. There we go. That's perfect, perfect, perfect. Fantastic series finale, in my opinion. Really, really fun. Nightmare in Silver. Let's get you into bad, because there's the double whammy of shit episodes. Where's that Crimson Horror? It's just slightly better than Crimson Horror in my opinion. Neil Gaiman, what were you thinking when you were writing that? Parting of the Ways is going into the greatest of all time. Oh, where is it? There it is. And let's go all the way up. Let's put it there. Parting of the Ways is truly fantastic. Finishes off Eccleston's time as the Doctor brilliantly, in my opinion. Hellbent can go into okay. I don't hate it as much as some people do. It's actually going to go high okay. Let's pop it there. I don't hate it as much as some people do, but it's not a great episode. Here's another controversial opinion. I love The Last of the Time Lords. Last of the Time Lords can go in great. Happily by me. Let's put Last of the Time Lords right there. I love that episode. A lot of people think it's a cop-out ending. I don't think that. I think Russell T Davies set it up very well. The Wedding of River Song. I know exactly where this is going. Where is Good Man Goes to War? It can go bang smack next to Good Man Goes to War as one of my favourite episodes of Doctor Who. I absolutely love it. I think it's brilliant. One of my favourite season finales of Doctor Who ever. As I said, Series 6 is a big fan favourite of mine. So yeah. Planet of the Dead can go in okay. It's another very okay episode. Let's put it there. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of, what's her face, is it Christina? Is that her name? The kind of one-off companion. This one actually, it'll be an unknown. Planet of the Dead. Christina, yeah. She's not a great companion in my opinion. The Name of the Doctor can go up. Another controversial opinion, I really enjoy The Name of the Doctor. It can go into great for me. Down a bit. Let's go there. I have a lot of fun with The Name of the Doctor. I know a lot of people hate some of the stuff it done, but I have a lot of fun with it. I think it's a great finale. The Day of the Doctor. It's going very, very high. Let's go right there. I'll show you where I put it. Fantastic episode. Truly brilliant. Brings Matt Smith, David Tennant together. Billy Piper's in it. John Hurt plays the War Doctor brilliantly. Just a truly fantastic episode celebrating 50 years of Doctor Who. It is brilliant. I don't know if the 60th anniversary is going to top it, but I hope it does. The Waters of Mars, we're getting consistently great episodes. It's like they've saved them at the end. That goes into the greatest as well. Let's go there for The Waters of Mars. David Tennant's probably one of his finest performances as the Doctor. You see a lot of Time Lord Victorious stuff in it, which I love. I love the villain, the Flood. They used to freak me out when I was younger. Absolutely fantastic episode. The End of Time Part 2. We're going back up again. It's like they've saved them to the very end. Where's the End of Time Part 2 going? I'd say right there. Absolutely fantastic ending to David Tennant's character. Truly, truly brilliant. Actually, where's the End of Time Part 1? I might as well do that now. Where's the End of Time Part 1? The End of Time, there it is. End of Time can go into good. There. Yeah, that's a good place for it. It's a good episode. I enjoy The End of Time. But it's not got a touch on The End of Time Part 2 for me. But all in all, it's a really good ending to David Tennant's character. Christmas Invasion has never been a favourite of mine. But it can still go into low good. All the stuff before David Tennant wakes up is bad. all the stuff after he wakes up is awesome. So yeah, where am I putting it? Let's put it kind of Amy's Choice kind of area. Yeah, about there. It's a fun episode. As first episodes go for Doctors, it's not one of my favourites. I have to admit. Resolution can go into awful. And so can Revolution of the Daleks, which I can also see. It can lead awful, and Revolution of the Daleks can go right above it. Two really bad uses of the Daleks, in my opinion. Yeah, just really sad episodes, and not in the sense of I'm sad that something in the episode done. I'm sad at the fact that it's using the Daleks like this. Christmas the Runaway Bride. Sorry, Christmas Invasion. I have a lot of fun with. It's going high good for me. Let's go there for The Runaway Bride. Really fun episode. Catherine Tate's first episode, and the ending is fantastic. Truly brilliant. The Next Doctor. This was another really early episode of Doctor Who for me. I'm going to put it in good, kind of mid to low. The way it handles the Cybermen isn't great. There's like a Megatron Cyberman that walks through London, which is pretty ass. Well, I'm struggling with this one. Let's go right there, just below Johnny the Centre of the TARDIS. Let's do that. Voyage of the Damned is brilliant. I love Voyage of the Damned. Let's go up. Into Amazing. You can't see that because of the webcam. Ooh. There. Just cheesy, blockbuster, fun. Which sometimes is what you need from Doctor Who, especially on Christmas Day. It knows what it is. I love it. A Christmas Carol. Another one of my favourite Christmas episodes. Wouldn't say it goes into amazing for me, but it's definitely going into great. Kind of low great. There. Yeah, that's good. Really, really nice Christmas episode. Just what you need on Christmas Day from Doctor Who. The Doctor, the Widow and the Wardrobe is one of the ones that isn't great. The Christmas special that isn't great. It can go into okay. Kind of there territory for me. Yeah, that's good. That's a good place for it. I don't remember much about it. I just remember it not being great. And kind of a retreading of A Christmas Carol, which was so good from the previous year. Last Christmas, I actually have a good time with. Low good, definitely. But still, it's a fun episode. Again, it knows what it is. It knows what it needs to be for Christmas Day. Let's go there. Yeah, it's a good spot. Time of the Doctor. Going up to... It's either... That's a good spot for it. The end of Greatest. Fantastic way to end Matt Smith's character. Absolutely brilliant. Brilliant ending. The Snowmen is another underrated one in my opinion. I have a lot of fun with that episode. We get the 18th century Clara in that episode. She's a lot of fun. I'd actually go high good. Let's go there for the Snowmen. I have a lot of fun with that episode. The Return of Doctor Mysterio, the Doctor Who's answer to the MCU, I guess, because they do kind of superhero tone, is bad for me, sadly. Let's lead bad with the Return of Doctor Mysterio. Not a great episode. The Husbands of River Song, on the other hand, can go up to amazing for me. I love this episode. Let's go right at the bottom of amazing. the perfect ending to River Song's character in this episode. Absolutely brilliant. Really funny comedic stuff from Capaldi in that episode as well. What's this one called again? Twice Upon a Time. That's it. I really enjoyed Twice Upon a Time. I'd put it... Let's go there for Twice Upon a Time. I know a lot of people don't like what they did with the first Doctor's character in this, but I really, really like what they done. Really great episode. And here we go. Flux time, baby. The Halloween Apocalypse surprised the hell out of me. I enjoyed the Halloween Apocalypse. Let's put it in good. Let's make it the highest Whittaker episode yet. Where's the lowest? Where's the highest Whittaker episode currently? It'll be Villa Diodati, whatever that is. There. Let's go right there for me. Halloween Apocalypse, really good episode. A good start to Flux. And then War of the Sontarans is going high good. My favourite Whittaker episode. She actually has a really good character in it. It's going up. It's up here. I'd go there for War of the Sontarans. Really, really good episode. I love the Sontarans in it. The design of Sontarans are great. It really builds in the whole mystery of Flux well. Yeah, really great. Once Upon a Time, it was bad. It's a bad episode. Let's do it there. It holds no rewatchability for me. That's the main problem with it. And it's too confusing. For a third episode in a story, too confusing. Village of the Angels, I'm going to stick right at the bottom of good, considering I had a fun time with it. Not a massive fan of how they handled the angels in it. Survivors of Flux can go right bang smack next to Village of the Angels, right there. Do you know what? Let's actually move that down into okay. It's a fine episode. And then The Vanquishers. The finale to Flux. A lot of build-up. A lot of stuff I was excited for. I'm actually going to move Survivors of the Flux up to good, because I remember a lot of good build-up. I was very excited, hoping to get the first finale to a Whittaker episode I enjoyed. And it was awful. Genuinely awful. Let's put it there. Verging down here. Awful. Terrible. Terrible. Build up to nothing, man. Absolute build up to nothing. And then we've got the two specials. Eve of the Daleks had a good time with. It can go right there above Ascension of the Cybermen. I'll just show you where I've put it. Right here. Fun episode. The Daleks are like stormtroopers in it though. That's a bad thing. They can't shoot worth shit. The last episode. Here we go. Legend of the Sea Devils. I was very excited for this episode because it got a lot of build up. And it was terrible. I genuinely put it there. Oh, 2 hours and a half later and we're done. And we've got 0 viewers. Everyone's got fed up with me. I clocked that just about 5 minutes ago and I was like, right, wrap this up. Here we go. So, let's do a quick refresh. I'm going to say every episode from best to worst. Actually, let's go worst to best. Worst to best. Okay, I'm going to be really quick. This is every episode of Doctor Who ranked from worst to best. The Timeless Children, The Saranga Conundrum, Sleep No More, Orphan 55, Arachnids in the UK, Legend of the Sea Devils, The Vanquishers, The Battle of Randsdressing, The Battle of Ranskura Ap Kolos, The Ghost Monument, The Witchfinders, Can You Hear Me? Fear Her. In the Forest of the Shite. Resolution. Revolution of the Daleks. Praxeus. It Takes You Away. New Earth. Kill the Moon. Spyfall Part 2. Rosa. The Crimson Horror. Nightmare in Silver. Dinosaurs on a Spaceship. Kerblam. Love and Monsters. Robot of Sherwood. Tooth and Claw. The Long Game. Once Upon Time. Victory of the Daleks. The Lazarus Experiment. The Return of Dr. Mysterio. The Idiot's Lantern. The Lie of the Land. The Poison Sky. The Sontaran Stratagem. Knock Knock. Thin Ice. The Eaters of Light. The Power of Three. Smile. Cold War. The Woman Who Fell to Earth. The Pyramid at the End of the World. The Doctor, the Widow and the Wardrobe. Planet of the Dead. Doomsday. The Almost People. The Rebel Flesh. The Bells of St. John. The Hungry Earth. Cold Blood. The Empress of Mars. The Curse of the Black Spot. Hellbent. Aliens of London. Boomtown. The Unquiet Dead. Demons of the Punjab. Fugitive of the Judoon. That was a tongue twister. Fugitive of the Judoon. Nikola Tesla's Night of Terror. Partners in Crime. Survivors of the Flux. Village of the Angels. Ascension of the Cybermen. Eve of the Daleks. The Woman Who Lived. The Girl Who Died. Spyfall Part 1. Extremis. Time Heist. The Caretaker. The Haunting of Villa Diodati. Deep Breath. Into the Dalek. The Halloween Apocalypse. World War 3. Oxygen. The Girl Who Waited. Last Christmas. Daleks in Manhattan. Listen. Gridlock. Evolution of the Daleks. Death in Heaven. Army of Ghosts. The Next Doctor. Journey to the Centre of the TARDIS. Amy's Choice. The Vampires of Venice. The Christmas Invasion. Before the Flood. Under the Lake. Dark Water. Flesh and Stone. Flatline. Mummy on the Orient Express. Hyde. The Lodger. Closing Time. War of the Sontarans. Face the Raven. The Angels Take Manhattan. The Impossible Planet. The Satan Pit. Planet of the Ood. The Pilot. The Witch's Familiar. The Magician's Apprentice. The Snowmen. Night Terrors. School Reunion. The End of Time Part 1. A Town Called Mercy. The Shakespeare Code. The God Complex. 42. Let's Kill Hitler. The Big Bang. The Runaway Bride. The Zygon Invasion. The Pandorica Opens. Rise of the Cybermen. Rose. The End of the World. Bad Wolf. The Doctor's Daughter. Asylum of the Daleks. A Christmas Carol. Turn Left. Age of Steel. The Doctor's Wife. The Name of the Doctor. Last of the Time Lords. Utopia. The Stolen Earth. The Zygon Inversion. The Fires of Pompeii. Day of the Moon. Smith and Jones. Father's Day. Twice Upon a Time. I always forget the name of that episode. The Unicorn and the Wasp. Into Amazing Now. The Husbands of River Song. The Empty Child. The Doctor Dances. The Rings of Akaten. The Forest of the Dead. Silence in the Library. The 11th Hour. The Beast Below. The Impossible Astronaut. Voyage of the Damned. Blink. The Time of Angels. Heaven Sent. The Doctor Falls. The Sound of Drums. Moving into the greatest episodes of all time, in which there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So this is technically my top 15 episodes of Doctor Who. Time of the Doctor. World Enough in Time. The Wedding of River Song. A Good Man Goes to War, Dalek, The Parting of the Ways, Journey's End, Vincent and the Doctor, The Girl in the Fireplace, The End of Time Part 2, The Waters of Mars, The Day of the Doctor, Midnight, Human Nature, and my favourite episode of Doctor Who, The Family of Blood. Boom! Every episode of Doctor Who ranked from best to worst. Oh. Right, now really quickly, I'm going to hop to my stream here. So this is the stream that me and Walter did, in which we ranked every episode of Doctor Who. And, okay. So I can't see some of them here. Let's just make this full screen. Let's just watch a bit of the stream. Oh, I hate watching myself. Maybe that's a bad idea. It's like Walter's here. Look. Look. Oh, this way. It's like Walter's. Walter's next to me. Yeah. I don't know what we're talking about here. Are you I think we're talking about K9 and company. Let's turn the volume on this down a bit. Happy with our list? Oh, okay. Return of Dr. Mysterio's an okay.
Are you happy with our list?
Like mid-okay.
Fucking watch Mojo ass.
Oh, Family of Bloods are number 1. Our top 3 is the same. Top 4? Is our top 4 the same? No, I've put the Day of the Doctor in there. Where's he got the Day of the Doctor? Day of the Doctor, amazing, Walter. Really? He probably convinced me to do that. Our top ones are very similar. Blink. Okay, you know what? I won't bore you with this part. But there is my tier list of every Doctor Who episode. It has been very fun doing this. I'm going to try and do live streams more often because I really enjoy doing them. It was lovely seeing everyone in the chat. Jonathan Phillips, Movie Bug. Who else? Movies and Train Studios, AJ's Movie Place. Definitely 2. Stewie McGooey. I'm also going to give a big shout out to Lupe, even though he couldn't be here because he's with his nephew. Let's just pop this back to the webcam. Even though he couldn't be here because he's with his nephew, he's still a great guy. And big shout out because he done that tier list with me last time. Thank you for watching, everyone, and I will see you again very shortly. Goodbye.